Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, the Young Turks is a progressive media outlet who's been all over my Twitter feed for the last week or so because of the term birthing person. One of their broadcasters, Ana K went on a rant on her Twitter account saying how she doesn't like being called a birthing person. She says it reduces women to their biological components, that she's more than that. She's not a uterus haver, she's a woman, and that she would like to be called a woman. And personally, I've never heard these terms used in day-to-day passing. Like, unless somebody was purposefully trying to, you know, be kind of a dick. Like, when I was a kid, I would call my mom my maternal unit and my dad my paternal unit because I was just kind of being a dork. And it seems like that kind of language to me, like someone's just trying to make you a little bit angry for fun. But outside of a medical context or a legal context, I don't see these words being used. You know, Anna said that she's been called this before because she lives in California. That's a direct quote from her on her Twitter account. But again, if someone's calling you something you don't like to be called, and you tell them, "Hey, don't call me that," and they keep doing it, like that person sucks. But I don't see this being, attempted to be put into normal everyday language. Normal people don't use those words when they talk about women. They just say women or girls or whatever they want to say. But to call somebody a birthing person seems very odd. But it can be used in a context where it's separated from women. And this doesn't even have anything to do with the trans stuff. So before you jump the gun, hear me out. I have two examples for you. The first one is a woman that will never be a birthing person. You know, someone who's in college, trying to get a doctorate, postdoc, something like that. The academic stuff doesn't even matter. Let's just say this was a firstborn daughter who was forced to raise her siblings because her parents were always working. Very common occurrence that'll happen with firstborns. She does not want to have kids. She might adopt, but personally, she doesn't want to have them. So this woman will never be a birthing person. And that's fine. Any laws that get passed regarding birthing people won't affect her because she's not one. She might have the capacity to, but by her choice, she will never get pregnant. She will never give birth. So this woman will never be a birthing person. Now, on the other hand of this, when will you have a birthing person who isn't a woman? Well, the state of Missouri, recently one of their lawmakers is on record saying he wants 12-year-olds to be able to get married. He wants that law to be passed. And I don't see how you get married if your intention is not to start a family. So if you have a pregnant 12-year-old, that's not a woman, but she's going to become a birthing person. Well, if she's physically capable of carrying that child to term. That's the problem when you have these young people getting pregnant, is sometimes their bodies just can't handle it. They're not grown enough. But these GOP lawmakers want that to happen. They want to limit these abortions to happen so you have children who end up giving birth. And I'm sorry, I'm never going to call a 12-year-old a woman. That's a child who's now pregnant. This is a kid birthing person. So these laws that affect birthing people, the medical practices that affect birthing people, unfortunately, they're going to work for her. That's who they're written for, people who are giving birth. Now, again, I've never heard anybody use these words in person. This is the first time I'm saying them out loud. I don't even think I've ever written them to refer to a woman or to refer to someone giving birth, but I understand why legal language needs to be very specific and concise. Gray area is bad when it comes to the law because then you have people who like to abuse it and skirt around it. So getting specific language is good. And again, you can be a woman who gives birth. In that moment, you became a birthing person, but you're still a woman. And for these children who, unfortunately, in their states, something happens to them, they might be assaulted by a family member and they're forced to give birth because they can't get an abortion in their state. That's a child birthing person, but they're not a woman yet. I mean, in some of y'all's eyes, they might be, but I don't feel comfortable with that. So that's an instance where I like that kind of language. But, let me know how you think about that. I think this stuff is, frankly, a non-issue, but it's been on my feed so much, I thought I need to make a video. So I guess until the next one, y'all try to have a good day.